great little item that you can make at the end of your molding if you have some extra chocolate left over, or if you just want to make a really special dessert vessel, is a completely edible chocolate bowl. To do this, we need tempered chocolate. And when I mentioned that this is a great thing to do at the end of your molding, sometimes you have a lot of chocolate left over and it's in perfect temper. It gets just a little heavier toward the end. That's the consistency that you want. You'd like it to be just a little thicker than what you would use to coat your truffles, etc., because we want the coating of the balloon to be just a little on the heavier side. So we've blown up several little party balloons. You can make them any size you want. Today we're going to coat 4. And then you want to rub each one of the balloons with just a tiny, tiny bit of vegetable oil, just enough to make them shiny so that we prevent the chocolate from over adhering to the balloon outside. You can't even see that I've done it. I've already done this already. That's how thin the layer of vegetable oil should be. So the first one we're going to do is in the dark chocolate, and we're going to put them on our already prepared cookie sheet with wax paper or parchment paper. And to give our little dessert cups a foot or a base, we do a little tiny dollop of chocolate. The reason that we do that is when we dip our balloons and we put them right over without this dollop, actually the very bottom of the balloon would show through, and when you unmold it, you would have a little hole. So this protects us from having that hole. So I'm just going to take my balloon and I'm going to just rub it around. And the really nice thing is you can make these as deep or as shallow as you want. These are just beautiful to use when you fill them with fresh berries and whipped cream, or a scoop of wonderful ice cream. It just makes for an incredibly elegant dessert service. Okay, so let's do another one. This time we'll do the milk chocolate, and I actually have dark chocolate, but that's okay, don't tell anybody. And I just do a little baby dollop. I'm going to put it right over here. Put my spoon, and again, we just dip it in the chocolate, and you can see how thick our tempered chocolate is. Now, if I didn't mention this before, I'll just mention it again. Your chocolate has to be in perfect temper. Gourmet Candy Maker only uses real chocolate, so this is the real deal. It has to be tempered. If it's not in temper, your little chocolate cups won't hold up once they come out of the refrigerator. They'll just basically be no good. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the dark chocolate. Do a little dollop here. I'm going to use this one just for fun. And again, I just made these this size, but you could even make them smaller. I bought these balloons at my regular big box store. See how much chocolate we're sucking up? Again, that's because this chocolate is in super temper and almost too thick to use for anything else. Okay, and our very last one, making sure my surface is nice and smooth with just a hair of a little tiny bit of vegetable oil. I do my dollop. Now you may want, if you want to end up with 4 cups, it may not be a bad idea to go ahead and make 6 or 7 in the event one of them doesn't turn out exactly the way you'd like. I always make a few more than I need so that there's a room for, little room for error. Okay, These are ready to go in the refrigerator for about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how cool your refrigerator is. So we'll give these a quick little chill, and when we come back, we'll take them out and show you how beautiful they are. Okay, our balloons were in the refrigerator about 20 minutes. I gave them a little extra time just to make sure they were nice and chilled for our disengaging process. And we're going to try two different methods, and it's up to you. You can try both and then figure out which one works. We're dealing with balloons and we're dealing with chocolate, so sometimes we have no control. Maybe an edge will break, which is why we make a few extra. So the first one, let's try this dark chocolate one. And you'll see that it has a nice little foot, and it's nice and finished all the way around. I can tell my chocolate's in perfect temper, so I'm not going to fiddle around any longer. We want to do these while they're still cold. So I'm basically going to just take the balloon, and you can hear it kind of coming out. Boom, there you go. So that's one method. Check that out. How perfect is that for ice cream or berries and whipped cream? I can't stand it, it's so great. Okay, and you'll see inside that we have a completely enclosed base. If we hadn't have put the little dollop on the bottom, that would not be the case. Okay, moving on. Let's do the milk chocolate one. Now we have this goofy little extra wiggle, so I'm just getting rid of that right away. Oh, and we have a little chocolate design there, but that's all right. And again, I'm just going to wiggle this. And release it. And there again we have a delicious milk chocolate with a little dark chocolate ribbon. That's kind of fun. Perfect size for 1 scoop of ice cream, a little bit of chocolate mousse, or whatever. We'll do this one more time. Now here's another way. Let's just pop this balloon. You can pop the balloon and then you just sort of peel it out. A lot of times if the edge is really thin, popping the balloon keeps the edge intact. So I'm going to pop it, and then I just take the balloon and just peel it away. And this is kind of fun because it's quite irregular. Some people like that. I actually do, because then I'll do something unique with the items I'm going to put inside. And then I'll do one more, and we'll just do the same thing. We pop it, and then you just peel the balloon out, and you have a perfect vessel. Now before you prepare these or use them in your dessert, you'll want to keep them refrigerated, because keep in mind they're very thin. This probably doesn't even weigh an ounce. So keep them refrigerated until you get ready to put the ingredients in, whatever your dessert is, and then serve them. So those are our little chocolate bowls, very elegant. Again, the steps you need are perfectly tempered chocolate and a cookie sheet with parchment paper to receive your items, little balloons carefully rubbed with a little bit of vegetable oil, and a little bit of time to dip and about 20 minutes to chill. Until next time, I'm Lynn, your gourmet candy maker. Have a great time, and we'll see you soon. The Gourmet Candy Maker would like to give you a gift, a complete video series on the most frequently asked questions about gourmet candy making. Go to www.gourmetcandymaker.com and download your series absolutely free.